Good evening. This is All India Radio and I am Valsa Williams with the news at 9. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India will strengthen cooperation with Africa in combating terrorism and extremism. Reaches South Africa to attend 10th BRICS Summit in Johannesburg after concluding Uganda visit. Parliament passes Fugitive Economic Offenders Bill 2018, providing for attachment of properties of fugitives fleeing the country after committing tax and loan-related offences. Election Commission says it is committed to deploying VVPAT machines at all polling stations in future elections, dismisses media reports to the contrary. Home Ministry asks Assam Government and neighbouring states to ensure law and order before and after publication of Draft NRC on Monday. In Pakistan, polling for general election concludes. At least 35 people killed in suicide attack and poll-related violence. And in cricket, Pawan Shah smashes second highest individual score of 282 in under-19 internationals against host Sri Lanka on the second day of final youth test in Hambantota. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reached South Africa on the final leg of his three-nation tour after concluding his Uganda visit. Mr. Modi will attend the 10th edition of the BRICS Summit being held in Johannesburg. He will also take part in a gala dinner tonight, followed by a cultural show. The summit will be attended by the heads of the 5 BRICS nations that comprises Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. They are expected to deliberate on global hotspot issues, international peace and security, global governance and trade issues, among others. The theme for the summit is BRICS in Africa, collaboration for inclusive growth and shared prosperity in the 4th Industrial Revolution. Our correspondent covering the Prime Minister's visit has filed this report.
The summit began today with the BRICS Business Forum meet. Delivering a keynote address on the occasion, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa said that the year 2018 marks the decade of cooperation between BRICS nations. During this period, he said, the grouping has achieved a lot, like the formation of the new development bank, which fills a critical gap in project funding. Briefing the media, the Trade Minister of South Africa, Mr. R. Davies, said that the South Africa is trying to create an investment-friendly climate for all BRICS nations. He said that the focus of Council in coming years will be on skill development and training across the BRICS nations. This is Saurabh Kumar, Johannesburg, South Africa.
During his 2-day visit to Uganda, Mr. Modi held wide-ranging talks with Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni and discussed ways to strengthen bilateral ties. He also addressed the country's parliament, the first Indian Prime Minister to do so. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Modi announced that India will strengthen its cooperation and mutual capabilities with Africa in combating terrorism and extremism.
We will strengthen our cooperation and mutual capabilities in combating terrorism and extremism, keeping our cyberspace safe and secure, and supporting the United Nations in advancing and keeping peace.
Mr. Modi said Uganda is central to India's commitment to the continent. He said 18 new embassies are being opened in the continent. The Prime Minister said India will build a Mahatma Gandhi Heritage Centre at the site in Uganda's Jinja, where a statue of the father of the nation stands.
And at the sacred site in Jinja, where a statue of Gandhiji now stands, we will build a Gandhi Heritage Centre. As we approach the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, there can be no better homage than a center to remind us of Africa's role in shaping his mission that even inspired Africa to freedom and justice and the universal and timeless values of life and message.
Parliament has passed the Fugitive Economic Offenders Bill 2018, with the Rajya Sabha approving it today. The Lok Sabha had passed it earlier. The bill empowers the government to attach properties of fugitives who run away from the country after committing tax and loan-related offences. Replying to a debate on the bill in the Rajya Sabha, Finance Minister Piyush Goyal said the bill enables action against economic offenders committing offences worth 100 crore rupees and above.
मैं बताना चाहूंगा कि 100 करोड़ कोई ऐसी लिमिट नहीं है कि 100 करोड़ के नीचे लोग फ्री हो जाएंगे, बरी हो जाएंगे। आज भी सभी के ऊपर कानूनी कार्रवाई चल रही है, अलग अलग कानून के तहत। लेकिन अगर हमें कोशिश करनी है कि बड़े ऑफेंडर्स के ऊपर जल्द से जल्द कार्रवाई हो, देश का पैसा वापस आए, तो उस वजह से इस कानून को 100 करोड़ एंड अबव ऐसा बनाया गया है।
Initiating the discussion on the bill, VVPAT of the Congress described the proposed bill as too little and too late, saying the offenders had already run away from the country. Countering his argument, Bhupender Yadav of the BJP recalled that the erstwhile UPA government did not act against black money except for bringing a white paper. Members from various political parties also participated in the discussion. The centre has issued direction to states to identify and detect Rohingyas who have entered India illegally so that their deportation process can be initiated. Replying to supplementaries in the Rajya Sabha, Home Minister Rajnath Singh said the central government has asked the states to ensure that Rohingyas staying in their areas do not possess Indian documents to claim citizenship.
यह सब सारी रिपोर्ट राज्य सरकारों के द्वारा प्राप्त हो जाने के बाद हम इसको एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स मिनिस्ट्री को भेजेंगे। उसके बाद हमारी विदेश मंत्री बर्मा के भी विदेश मंत्री के साथ, आवश्यक हुआ तो बांग्लादेश के विदेश मंत्री के साथ बात करेंगी, ताकि हमारे देश में रहने वाले रोहिंग्यास को बर्मा में डिपोर्ट किया जा सके।
The Home Ministry has asked the Assam Government and neighbouring states to ensure maintenance of law and order in the run-up to and post-publication of the Draft National Register of Citizens NRC on Monday. Assam has been advised to set up a state-level coordination committee under the chairmanship of the Chief Secretary to ensure coordination among state agencies, NRC authorities and central agencies. An intensive public awareness campaign has been launched to disseminate information regarding the NRC process and options available for individuals whose names do not figure in the draft NRC. The ministry has advised the Assam government that no action should be initiated by the administration or the police based on the draft NRC. In a statement earlier, Home Minister Rajnath Singh had assured that every individual will get justice and will be treated in a humane manner, and all claims and objections will be duly examined. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. The Election Commission today dismissed media reports that the delivery of voter verifiable paper audit trail VVPAT machines is way behind schedule for the 2019 general election. The Commission said it is committed to 100% deployment of VVPATs at all polling stations in the future general election, as well as by polls to the Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies. In a statement, the poll body said in order to meet the requirement of VVPATs for the Lok Sabha elections next year, the Commission placed an order of 16,15,000 VVPATs to be produced by the PSU manufacturers in May last year. The Commission said till date 5,88,000 units have been produced by the PSUs, which is 36% of the total quantity to be supplied. It said both the PSUs have assured the Commission that the remaining VVPAT units will be manufactured and supplied to the various states and union territories before November end this year. President Ramnath Kovind today visited the Vanvasi Kalyan Ashram in Maoist-affected tribal Bastar region of Dantewada district in Chhattisgarh. Interacting with the tribal children of the ashram, the President asked them to aim for and work towards high goals. Mr. Kovind is on a 2-day visit to the state. Our correspondent has more on this.
President Ramnath Kovind today had lunch with the children of Vanvasi Kalyan Ashram at Hiranar village in Dantewada district of Chhattisgarh. President saw the archery performance of the children and also visited the Vedic mathematics classroom. President announced establishment of computer lab on the ashram premises. Earlier, President also interacted with farmers and members of self-help groups at Integrated Agricultural Farm in Hiranar village. President Ramnath Kovind, completing 1 year in office, is spending 2 days with the tribals of Bastar, one of the most moist-affected region of the country. With Naresh Mishra from Dantewada, this is Vikalp Shukla for AIR News from Raipur.
In Arunachal Pradesh, Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana is encouraging the indigenous tribal people to give up conventional fuel and use LPG gas for cooking. The scheme, launched in 2016, seeks to provide clean fuel to poor households and improve the health of women through smokeless kitchens. Here is a ground report from our Itanagar correspondent.
In Arunachal Pradesh, Miram village in East Siang district has been declared smokeless village by the district administration recently. Miram is the first smokeless village in the state. The village has 273 households with about 1500 population as per 2011 census, out of which more than 150 BPL families have been provided with free LPG connection through Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. A beneficiary from the village, Annie Messer, said that her life has changed and is better now with this new LPG connection.
हम मोदी सरकार को बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ, क्योंकि हम जैसे औरतों को, महिलाओं को इतना सुविधा दिया है, हम बहुत आभारी है। पहले तो बहुत तकलीफ था हम लोग का, जैसे कि जंगल से लकड़ी बुक के लाना पड़ता था और इतना धुआं जला के खाना पकाना पड़ता था। अभी तो गैस सिलेंडर मिलने का बाद तो बहुत सुविधा है, स्पेशली टाइम बहुत मिल रहा है, अभी खाना जल्दी से होता है।
In just over a year after the Ujjwala scheme was launched in Arunachal Pradesh, it has seen a remarkable progress. The scheme has eased the lives of rural women in the state. Rakesh Dole, AR News, Itanagar.
In Jammu and Kashmir, 2 Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorists were killed in an encounter with security forces in Anantnag district today. In another incident, terrorists hurled a grenade at CRPF personnel deployed for post office security in Pulwama town this afternoon. Security sources said there is no report of any casualty or injury in the incident. Meanwhile, the top brass of Army and Police today held a district-level security review meeting in Shopian. During the meeting, they stressed the need to minimize the collateral damage during counter-terror operations and positive engagement of youth to ensure peace and tranquility in the region. In Pakistan, polling to elect a new parliament and provincial assemblies has concluded. The election was marred by a suicide attack and poll-related violence that claimed at least 35 lives. Hours after voting began for the country's 11th general election, an Islamic State suicide bomber blew himself up outside a polling station, killing at least 31 people, including some policemen in Quetta, the provincial capital of the restive Balochistan province. 4 persons were killed in poll-related violence. The counting of votes has begun after the conclusion of the polling process, and results will be announced within 24 hours. The main contest is between 3 main players: Shahbaz Sharif-led PMLN, cricketer-turned-politician Imran Khan's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, and Pakistan People's Party of Bilawal Bhutto. In cricket, Pawan Shah smashed 282, the second highest individual score in under-19 internationals. India posted a mammoth 613 for 8 against host Sri Lanka in the first innings on the second day of the final youth test in Hambantota today. The Indian innings was declared when the 18-year-old right-hander from Pune was dismissed at 282. His score came off 332 balls with 33 boundaries and a 6 in just under 7 hours. He failed to beat Australian Clinton Peake's 304 not out against India in Melbourne in 1995, which is still the highest score at the under-19 level. In reply, Sri Lanka were 140 for 4 at stumps, with left-arm seamer Mohit Jangra picking up 3 wickets for 43. BJP President Amit Shah has said the government is promoting sports in a big way so that Indian sportspersons excel in events like the Olympics. He was speaking at the Khelo Bharat program in New Delhi this evening.
नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार ने, भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार ने खेलो इंडिया के माध्यम से खेलों के महत्व को बढ़ाने का एक सन्निष्ठ प्रयास किया है। उनका आग्रह है कि जब ओलंपिक और एशियाई खेलों की स्पर्धा होती है तब मेडल की तालिका में भारत का जो स्थान है उसको हरदम इम्प्रूव करने का पूरे देश से एक संयुक्त प्रयास करना चाहिए।
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India will strengthen cooperation with Africa in combating terrorism and extremism, reaches South Africa to attend 10th BRICS Summit in Johannesburg after concluding Uganda visit. Parliament passes Fugitive Economic Offenders Bill 2018 providing for attachment of properties of fugitives fleeing the country after committing tax and loan-related offences. Election Commission says it is committed to deploying VVPAT machines at all polling stations in future elections, dismisses media reports to the contrary. Home Ministry asks Assam Government and neighbouring states to ensure law and order before and after publication of Draft NRC on Monday. In Pakistan, polling for general election concludes. At least 35 people killed in suicide attack and poll-related violence. And in cricket, Pawan Shah smashes second highest individual score of 282 in under-19 internationals against host Sri Lanka on second day of final youth test in Hambantota. And that is all in the news at 9. Good night.